Get your cats on. Get your cats on, Luke. We are ready. So it has been a long pause. I love the emails of, when are we starting? I'm coming undone. Those are good emails. Recently listening to a lecture from Rod Stryker, he was talking about how do you know if a practice is any good, is you notice when you're not doing it. That there is a gap, that there is a lack, that there is a form of being that you can't attain. And that's definitely this past week for me, just sort of felt uncontained. And I really look forward to coming up. And my body is also hungry. We've done great work in the legs, in the navel, in the heart. And there's this next place is so ready to get up and out through the neck, through the throat, through the sound. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but we have these two triangles that the yogis lay out, the upper triangle and the lower triangle. And the lower being the practical, the upper being the aspirational, the inspired, the connection to that which is beyond us. And so as we move into the throat and into the head and into the crown, these next three sequences really are a place where I will likely be a little more quiet. And the practice will have a continuity that allows you to settle into that space. So for the 40 days, for the dailies, during Monday through Friday and Sunday, there'll be a half-hour asana. And if you just want the asana, do that. And then there's a half hour of the kriya. And if you just want the kriya, you can do that, or you can put it all together. But there really is a need to ground this upper triangle energy into the body and let the body really rest into its bones. And when we're in our bodies, we can be in the infinite, as odd as that seems. That if we simply go up and up into this ethereal energy, we will come undone. And so the options are there. We're going to start out on our backs right now. And so having you block your blankets, you're strapped nearby, just come to lie down on your back. Hips side to side, shoulders heavy, hips, heels loose, hands to shins. Let your feet shake out as though you were running, and loosen your ankles. And as you loosen your ankles, loosen your knees. As you loosen your knees, loosen your elbows. From your elbows, loosen your chest and drop your shoulders. As your shoulders drop into the floor, lengthen the back of your neck by lightly pressing the back of your head down. Shake out the feet. A little loosening, a little settling. And then keep the left hand and take the right hand overhead, the right leg long, and stay a beat. Now just shake out the left side. And as you shake out the left side, let the right side be heavier. Shake out the right side, knee up and down. Let that open the right side a little further. Right palm sees the ceiling. And then gathering in, right hand, right shin. And then left leg long, left hand overhead. First, shake out the right foot as though you were settling the contents during shipping, right? And drop into the backs of the shoulders, the back of the hand. And then shake out the left knee up and down and let that make a little more length between the hip and the heart and the hand. And bring your left hand back to the shin. And from there begin to move, opening. And we are in no hurry here. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. And notice your pace and dignify your pace. Adding on, we keep this movement as you take your right hand overhead, turn your chin left, pause a beat, drop your chin to your left shoulder. As you hold your shin center, left hand overhead, turn your chin to your right shoulder. And now, that's it. Keeping this steady turn from side to side. So that you can begin to feel some space through the back of the neck, the back of the head. Good. Keep your head center. Go 3. And go 2. 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 legs out, 2 hands overhead. When you meet your shins, lift your head, shoulders. Hands on shins, lift your head, shoulders. Legs out long, head down. Exhale, roll up. In to open, out to close. Three. And 2. And 1. Knees bend, feet flat, pause, palms open, and notice that you've built a current, a momentum, and let that current carry. Whatever you're ready to set down, just put it in that current and let it carry away. And knees to chest, you'll roll up, putting your blanket underneath your knees if that's something that's important. I was thinking about, it's become more important for me in the last 5 years. I was like, maybe my knees are aging. If so, I'm happy to have a blanket. Tuck your chin around your back. Opening and closing. So you'll keep this movement and this pace through the body. But turn your right thumb forward, your right finger's right, your left thumb forward, your left finger's left. So that your fingers are pointing in opposite directions and your thumbs are pointing toward the top of the mat. And as you move here, imagine you could try to draw your hands apart. And as you open the upper back by drawing your hands into the floor and apart, there's a little more space at the back of your neck. 4. Good. 3. Work here, continuing right there to make space. Or turn your hands 1 more quarter. So left thumb turns left, right thumb turns right. Again, trying to draw your hands apart. Feeling the pads of your fingers, the center of your palm, the wrist, the elbows, the shoulders, the base of your throat moving forward and back. 3, 2, and 1. Wag your tail, stay where you are, find tiny circles. Find tiny circles. And as you move in these circles, however you've placed your hands, either fingertips pointing back or fingertips pointing away from the center line, just as you open the hands, feel it open the upper back, the shoulder blades, the collarbones, the throat, the space between. And reverse your little circle. You're circling through the shoulders, the chest, the hips, the face. 3, 2. So that when you put your hands out long, put your toes together, your knees wide, and child's pose. Drum your fingers to release your wrists and wag your hips a little bit side to side. And then on your inhalation, we'll rise to hands and knees. And on your exhalation, downward facing dog. Into hands and knees, broaden the collarbones, and out to child's pose. 3 more. Dropping your head in your dog, lengthening the back of the spine. Meeting in child's pose, hips back. Again, a wag of the tail. Step your right hand to the right. Step your left hand on top of the right hand. Tuck your chin and drop your left hip back and drop your left shoulder down. Inhale, roll your left shoulder open. And exhale, roll it down. So on the inhale, you're rolling your right ribs down, your right hip back. Your hands stay one on the other. And then exhaling, you're rolling down. And a last time to roll open. And roll down and pause. Walk through center, left hand steps to the left, right hand steps on the left hand, and drop your right hip back and your right shoulder down. Little wag of the tail, drop your head, and then roll your right shoulder open. And roll your right shoulder down and drop your right hip back. 3, to roll open. Let your head remain heavy. 2, using the weight of your body on your exhale, squaring yourself back down into the floor, inviting the right side to be long. And back into the center. Hands, knees down, dog. Walk your dog. Walk your dog. Step your right foot up and your left knee down. Put your right knee into your right armpit, which means your right hand needs to come out into front. And then your right fingertips find the floor a little ahead of your right foot. And then your left hand comes parallel to the right. Using your right knee into your armpit, come a little forward, opening the chest, and a little back into the hips. So that you have this little exploration, a little bit of movement. And then drop the hips, the heart comes forward. And your hands walk back, step back, down dog. Feeling the right hand, right hip, right heel getting longer. And the left foot steps up. The right knee comes down. The left knee fits into the left armpit and the left hand finds the floor out and ahead of the left foot. And the right hand will match. And then give yourself a little bit of motion forward and back, allowing the left hip crease. And as your hips fall forward, your chest can come forward, your heart can come up, the collarbones broaden. And when you've made a little space and a little bit of a lift and you can look forward, then pause. Feeling it all the way through the jaw, widening your tongue into the palate of your mouth. And then walk your hands back, step back, down dog. Left hand, left hip, left heel. Beauty. Starting to make some length. Right foot steps up, left knee down, 2 hands high, just falling up. And then falling back down. Left foot steps up. Hands go wide, thumbs up, sit down, heart up, hands up. And the reverse, hands wide, knees bend. Left foot steps back, left knee down, hands up, inhale. Good, and hands down, step back, down dog. Fall back. Left foot will step up, right knee will come down. So if it's sticky or tight, take your time. Give it a breath or 2 in each posture, hands coming down. You're cutting trail, step up. Sit down, hands wide, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, reach up, palms straight out of the shoulders. Give it a beat. And back down, hands wide, knees bend. Right foot steps back, right knee down, hands up. Yeah. Oh, and hands down. And we start to feel the path. Step back. The right foot steps up, the left knee comes down. The joints start to open and the breath steadies. And down. That there's no force or haste. Hands wide, sit down, thumbs up, stand up. And widen. And we begin to soften. Left foot, left knee, fall up. Getting more familiar. And down. Stepping back. Left foot, right knee, hands up. And down. Step up, sit down. Hands high. Knees bend, tuck the chin, folding. Right foot, right knee, hands up, inhale. And down. Step back, down dog. Right foot, left knee. Hands up. Hands down. Stepping up. Sit down, rise tall. Palms together, thumbs down the back, tuck the chin and stay. Little side to side. So we have taken the thumbs all the way down the back in the past, and right here, there's straight up, there's all the way down. I want you to find the place in between. So the place right in between, imagine you're pointing from your elbows to your fingertips, lift your toes. Find the base of your big toe and your outer heel. And the base of your little toe and your inner heel. And from that X, let your thigh bones drop back, your ribs drop into your body. Elbows coming in, fingers reaching back, fingers reaching back, fingers reaching back. And then release. Drop toes, drop your hands. Step back. And as you do, fold your blanket aside. And come to a high plank and all the way down to the belly. Walk your thighs back, find the tops of the feet, and a little tiny cobra. So I am hardly lifted. And we'll do rolling cobra just to loosen the upper back and the throat. Left hand comes out. And I roll to the left and I roll my right knee open as I go. And I roll belly down and I come back into a cobra. And then I right hand reach, left knee rolls open, and roll belly down, rolling up. So as you begin to roll side to side, the inhale is in the center, and the exhale is the rolling over. Find your breath, close your eyes if you like, and begin to move at a pace that allows your body to roll. So your hips are moving further, and it's a rinse of the spine. And we're allowing the hips to roll open, the navel to roll open, and it turns all the way up into the spine of the chest, the thoracic spine. Firm your legs in the center. Become a little more deliberate. Think of the legs and let the legs reach back and lift your heart. Let the legs roll open and turn your hips. I, for 3. All the way through the chest, all the way through the tips of your toes. Beauty. And then finding the center, pause on your elbows, elbows on your shoulders. Imagine widening your elbows to broaden your collarbones. Draw your fingertips back towards your palms. Let the hands be active. Draw your fingertips back towards your elbows to draw your heart forward. Draw your tail into the floor. Wrap your outer hips forward and your inner thighs down. Put it together. Widening the throat, widening the tongue at the back. And then all the way belly down, hands beside you, pressing up and back. Down dog. And just a little more space. Open the elbows, fidget, wriggle. You've made space in the body. You've made space through the chest. Good. Step your left foot to the center line, and the right heel can come high. A bend in both knees, and then press it out. Press the elbows, a bend in both knees and elbows and head, and press it out. And step your right foot up. So the back heel comes down and the back foot comes a step in, and if you need to, you have block up at the front where the left hand would be, and you have a block at the back between the 2 feet on the right side. So one block ahead on the left, one block back on the right. Right hand to your hip, left hand to your hip, come up tall. So if you notice that your hips are pointing towards 10 o'clock, Step your left foot, your back heel, a little wider and square the hips. Right hand, turn your thumb down, back of the hand to the back body. Left hand reaching up. Every time you come up, rinse your navel to the right and stand your left heel down. Reach forward, hinging. Left hand to the block or to the floor. At the very end, tuck of the chin, drop the head, rolling the navel to the right. On the inhale, come up. Opening left heel, turn your navel right and fold. So the back heel becomes your anchor. And rise tall, up and out. Open the whole front of the left side, left hip, left hand. Turn to the right as you come down. Awesome. Left hand on block or on the floor. So put the block under your hand if you need it. Beauty. Then relax your toes already. Right hand comes back and down. Adjust the block so the arms are extended but the palms are flat. Drop your head, and if you choose, take your nose outside your right shin. If you choose, left temple on the right, outside of the right shin. Stay 3. Can you invite the breath all the way into the left side shoulder, turning your navel right, left heel down. Feel the left armpit open, left elbow open. Good. Looking forward, take your right block to the front. Take your left block back. Bring your hands to your hips and stand up tall. Step up to change. Right foot steps back. Left hand wide, left thumb down. It rotates the shoulder forward and then hand to the back. Right hand up. And again, notice if I'm pointed to 2 o'clock, I widen my back heel and square from the back heel to the hip to the hand and fold. Find the right floor, find the right block. The fingertips, turn the navel, drop the head. This will be breath out. Rise up. At the top, press your right heel down, turn the navel left, and reach. And rise. Turn your navel left and fold. Keep turning your navel left till you'll make more length in the right side. One more time. Rising up, stand in your right heel. Right hip forward, navel left. And from there, hinge. Keep the back thigh lifting. Right hand to the right side block. Left hand down to the left side block. Open your arms long. Your palms flat as you can. Drop your head long. Scissoring the thighs will help to bring your right hip forward. Drop your head. Ha. Your nose outside the left shin. Or the right temple to the outside of the left shin. Smooth your breathing. Can you find length in your feet from your heels to your toes? And can the length in your feet make length in your legs and through the spine and out into the hands? Left hand takes the block up. Hands to your hips. Stand up tall. Stepping to the top. Feel the legs. You're longer through the back legs and lift your hands. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up. Tuck your chin down. And rock your weight into your heels. So as your heels go down, your thighs go back, your ribs come in. Tuck your chin. Now as you press the thumb side of your hands up, you'll want to bow the ribs forward. And instead, thumbs up, ribs back, heels down. Ha! Thumb side of your hands up, pinkies back, ribs in. Then you're getting longer through the front body as you descend through the back body. One more. All the way through the navel, heart up, chin in, ribs back. And then release. Hands down the backs of your legs as you fold. Good morning. One more like that. Unfold, rising up. And then slide your hands down the backs of your legs. Both feet step back. Knees down, heart down, belly down. Cobra, strong legs. Downward facing dog. Shoulders, turn your head, walk your dog, become a little malleable, and then become a little bit still. For 2, open the elbows, open the armpits. Left foot steps up, right to follow. Lift halfway, tail high and wide, and fold. Good. Hands up the backs of your legs, sweep wide. Inhaling up, look up, palms to touch, reach. And then tuck your chin, folding down. Stepping back, high plank. If you choose, knees down, or if you choose chaturanga. If you choose cobra, upward facing, heart high, wherever you've gone, chest is broad. And downward facing dog. Good. The right foot steps up. The block's outside of it, building to a simple triangle. We know where we are. Start at warrior 2. And just float open. Good. And float down. Out the shoulders, out the hands, rising up. One more like that. Stand in your back heel. Turn your left palm open. Straighten the front leg and reach your right hand up. Keep your left hand where it is. Right hand comes down to the block. Look up. That'll be exhale. Reach up. That will be inhale. Left hand draws away from the right. The left hand and the left heel are your anchor. Reach up, reach back. Turn your chin. And now your right hand comes down. Good. Now your left hand comes over the top. And you begin to feel all the way into the heel. Look down. Reach up and over. Stand in your left heel and reach all the way back. Here will be your inhale. Over the head will be exhale, navel to spine. 3. The right hand plugs into the block. You scissor the thighs. You turn the navel. You drop the fingertips so slightly bow the left side body. Plug into your feet. And left hand comes down, left knee to the floor. Right hand back to the left thigh. Left hand comes up high. Follow the line of your sight along the ceiling, along the wall, out the top of your head, behind you. Trace the line back up, in front, chin to chest, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Stay in your dog or a high plank. Stay in your plank or knees, heart, belly, or upward facing, you choose. Downward facing, we will meet there. Allowing the length through your body, the movements through these major lines of our life. Excellent work. And the left foot steps up. Blocks outside the left foot, one on its belly, one on its edge or as needed. Warrior 2 to start. Arms out wide and stand tall. So each of these, as you straighten your front leg, put your weight into your back heel. And keep your back heel heavy as you land open and wide. Yes. So keep the front leg straight. Drop your back hand, palm faces away, and left hand hinges down to the block. Ha. Inhale, reaching up, right hand reaching down. And exhaling, look over that back shoulder. Can you see your right hand? Like you're holding your gaze. Lifting up, hold the gaze in the left hand. And the left hand comes down. Stand in the back heel, right hand comes over. Inhaling back, looking down. Good, good. And then looking up. And down. Good, one more. You bring it all the way over. And you stand in the back heel and you lift the back thigh and you drop the right fingertips. This little bit of a bow. Softening the base of your skull.
Softening the gaze of your eyes, turning your navel to the right and the base of the front big toe into the floor. Look down, right hand down, right knee down, left hand back, right hand. Trace the line up the wall, above you, over the ceiling. Use your eyes down the wall behind you and out the top of your head. Reach your hands apart. And then come back, tracing up, down the front wall, down the right hand. Downward facing dog, stay in dog, finding your cobra, or finding your upward facing. Chaturanga to upward facing dog, to downward facing dog. Walk your dog. And pause, hips high, arms long. So if you had a half hour, that is a really fantastic, steadying, grounding series of movements. And you would put your knees to the floor, you would roll over on your back, you would keep your knees bent, your hands down. And you would pause a minute or two and then return to your day. Going on with me, we'll step our feet up and bring your strap along. Stand up tall. Adjust, shake it out. And the strap goes all the way up and over. So we're finding this space of the upper back, this space of the collarbones. And vishuddha is a space that goes from the roof of your mouth to the diaphragm, two sweet domes, the dome of the diaphragm at the base of your ribs and the dome of the palate of your mouth. The third dome, it's actually the fourth dome, is the top of your head. And so we're moving into this space. See if you can feel it all the way to the roof of your mouth. Good. So the hands will come down in front, sweep to the left and take your right hand over the left and then up and over, and then the left hand cross. So one option is to go straight across. This is a fantastic option. One option, if you're feeling quite frisky, is to take your hand behind you and then up and over. Yeah, so we go to the left. We go all the way over the back. Yes, that's it, Lori, that's it, Lori. Ah. So it's like we're flossing the shoulder joints. And then pause, center. And we reverse, going up and over to begin, right? Just up over. Always start with the most basic version so that your body knows what's coming. So there's a foundation for your movement. And now if you would choose, the left hand goes over and behind you, and the right hand comes over and beside you, and you make a sweet circle. Yes. Oh, one more full circle, one more full circle. And pause when it's back. So wrap your hands one step closer, and the strap is the width of your hips. Heels are the width of your hips. Heart is high, but ribs are in. Knees bend. Lift your hips, drop your head. Folding over, hands overhead, move a little side to side. So invite the backs of your body, the legs, the back, the neck, the arms, the feet to get a little longer, a little easier. Good, this will be our exhale. Hands to the hips, sitting down. Sorry, this is our exhale. Inhale, stand up tall. And we continue, sit down, breathing out. Folding over, breathing in. Hips up, hands over. Good, sitting down. So use your legs. Bend of the knees, as deep a squat as you are able, and then standing your legs up high will let the head fall further over, straighten as much as you can, and sit down. And then stand up tall.
So use the legs to flush out the back of the body. Standing your legs as straight as you can, hands overhead, and then sitting down to stand as straight as you can at the top. One more round, sit down, fold over, hands over, hips up, sit down. Keep your chin tucked, stand tall, chin tucked, stay 3. Chin tucked, stay 2. Release the strap. Right hand comes up high. Reach over to your left ear and drop the head to the right. Ha. Let your left shoulder be heavy. Let your left heel be heavy. Let your right arm be heavy. As though you were making space between the left ear and the left shoulder. And then your right hand to release, tuck your chin down. Ha! Left hand comes up over to the right ear, or I'm holding the base of my jaw and the base of my skull. And then just drop your right shoulder. Drop your left shoulder. Drop your right heel. And with what's descending, allow the space between your left shoulder and your left jaw to open. Releasing, hands down, gazing forward. Turn your hands up, turn your thumbs back, palms open. Turn your thumbs down, and then your thumbs up, and lift your chest a little wide, a little more. Thumbs down, roll the back, and a little higher. Ha! Thumbs down, palms back, rotate the hands, and lift the heart. Good. Hands up high. Now hands wide, palms together, tuck your chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands up. Inhale, open. Exhale, palms touch. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. In, out, in, out. In, out, in, out. In, out, in. 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Notice the head, the face, the palate of your mouth. Shake the hands and the feet and begin a big reverse circle. So it makes sense that vishuddha includes from the diaphragm to the mouth because it's the space of our sound, our speech, our expression. It also includes the tubes of your ears, the way that we conduct sound into the brain. Right under left, right hand holds the left wrist, make a fist. See if you can hold your wrist. Step your right foot wide. Good. Soften your knees deeply. Fold, hinge in half, and bring your elbows to your right inner heel. And then shift and bring your elbows to your left inner heel. Ha! So deeply bending your knee to get your elbows to your ankle, and then straightening the opposite leg to open the top of the foot, the side of the ankle, the side of the hip. Move side to side for 3. The tuck of the chin, you're opening the upper back. 2. Ha. Find center. Bend your knees, tail back. Lift your elbows. Sit down, rise up. Sit down, rise up. Sit down, stand tall. Keep it all. Step to the top of the mat. And then the hands release. Our sound comes from the air that we require. Feel the lungs. Feel the movement of your diaphragm. And circle your arms. Let your breath be big. What does it need to change? What does it need to shift? What are you holding or carrying forward? The way that you breathe will affect the way that you think. And the way that you think will affect the words that you make. And the words that you make will create the world that you have. Left under right, Left hand holds the right wrist, right hand makes a fist. Left foot steps wide. Knees bend. And you take your elbows to your ankle and move side to side. So the elbows lift so slightly, and you find the outer edges of your feet. You find the full pad of your foot on the floor. Draw your toes towards your heels. See if you can lift the arch of your foot. And find center. And again, toes slightly in, heels a little wide. Sit down to lift your elbows. Sit down to rise up. Sit down to rise up. Lift your chin and lift your elbows. Weight in the heels. Lift yourself with your chin. Up, 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 up. Tuck your chin. Keep it all. Left foot steps up to the top. And then release your arms and feel your heartbeat, your chest, your upper back. This field that surrounds us, including the ears, the mouth, the throat, the upper back. And what I have to say right now is different. This frequency changes me. Again, step your right foot wide, arms wide. And just rinse it out by bending your right knee, left hand down, fingers point back towards the right leg, look up. Just take a moment, find that turn, navel turns right. Give it a breath, collarbones open, chin is up. And rise back to the center. The left knee bends and the right hand down, fingers pointing to the left foot. Explore a little more bend in the left hip, a little pulse, a little exploration, spine long, looking up, chin up, and then return. So inhale the standing tall, bend your right knee, left hand down as exhale, turn your navel right. Inhale up. You turn your navel, and as you turn your navel, you turn your chin, and you revolve all the way through the top of your head. Inhale at the top and then revolve. Bigger bend in your knee as you go so that you can really paste your chest across your thigh. Good, one more each side. Just a rinse, a release. One more. Good. Standing tall, palms open. This center clearing. Find your blanket and you fold it so that it's a long, thick rectangle. And you're going to put this right in the middle. Stand your heels right on that blanket. My heels are hip distance apart. I'm just sliding down the backs of your legs. Knees bend and bend and bend and bend and bend. Knees bend as much as they need to. Drop your head. Drop your head again. One option is to stay right here, just in a simple hang. Next option would be to hold opposite elbows. Knees are bent. Letting yourself be long. So another is to stay right here, letting your spine settle into your body. Notice where the weight is in your feet and let it be heavy at the balls of your feet. The base of the big toe, the base of the little toe. Finding the width of your foot will help you find the width of the back of your knee and the backs of your thighs. Drop your head again. Bigger bend in the knees. So the seat goes back as the elbows come up. Elbows up, heart comes up, gaze lifts, sit down, lead with your elbows, lead with your heart. Lead with your heart, bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up. Set it on one point, stay tall. It's going to wash through you. Stay tall, stay steady. Let it up and out through your head. All that was residing in you. Little shimmy. Out the legs, out the tail. That disturbance
was in all of our thoughts. So tail back, tail back, tail back, hands up high, elbows high, tail back. You're leading with your tail. Your heart is following. You're bending your knees, and then the ribs find the thighs, and then the head falls down. And then you pause. And before you even know it, you're sitting down and the elbows are coming up. Sit down, elbows up, elbows up. You'll want to round your back, and instead you'll sit deeper, and then you will lift and pause, and you will flush out that disturbance. Heels down, toes long. Widen your feet to widen your knees, to widen your thighs. Up and through the body. Notice your hands, one's on top, one's behind. Swap that. Hold up, down, out of it, wag it, shimmy it, until it's clear and ready. Tail back. All of it coming out. Lead with your heart, tail back. Head down last time. We're not repeating, we're just moving a little side to side right here for 3. For 2, excellent. And sit it down. Sit exactly on that bolster. Hands go back behind you, resting in your hands. Widen your heels so they're on this width of your mat, and let your knees move. And as I put my knees down, I'm looking to drop my inner thigh toward the floor and let my hip move over the opposite hip. And then I'm noticing as I put my knee down that I can open my chest. So as my right knee comes down, my right chest opens. And just taking the time to feel knee down, hip forward, heart up. One more each time. We want that little inner thigh falling down rotation in the legs. And find the center. So feet flat. Turn your fingertips to point forward and your elbows wrap back. So one hand, then the other. Keep your elbows soft. So there's some space, there's some play in here. Good. Can you find the base of your knuckles and the base of your thumbs? And as you explore, you widen the elbows and then you gather them in. As you bend your elbows, they widen, you round. And as you come up, press the heels of your hands and wrap your elbows in and start to lift the heart a little further. Pull with your heels. 3 times on your own. As you round the elbows, widen, the spine lengthens. As you pull with your heels, your heart comes up, your hands come down, your chest is broadened. Go one more. Find that space between the top of your diaphragm and the roof of your mouth. And let it rise, all of it. The heart comes up, the hands go down, you are seated. Turn the chin. And pause. Now this can be an awesome place, simply pausing here or lifting the hips. Rock a little forward, rock a little back, pause and lift an inch. Pressing your hands down takes the pressure out of your low back. Letting your arms be very straight. So I am not nearly at my full height with my hips. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. If you need to, rest for a moment. And then rock forward. Heels of the hands off. So you're on your fingers. Rock the hands flat. Stand in your heels, stand in your hands. I'm a little higher, but I'm not at my maximum. Arms are straightening. Feet are flat. Bring it down. Step your heels forward 1 or 2 inches. Round, bend back, elbows wrap in. So we're making more and more space in the front body. Feet flat, heart up. A little forward, less this time. A little back. Now we stand. Now, maybe you trace the line along the ceiling, along the wall, along the top of your head and down into your hands. Can you see all the way out the back of your head to your hands? 3. Inner thighs wrapping down. 2. Arms are straight. Now track the line back up and forward. Hips descend, legs out. Sit tall, Dandasana. And notice this opening from the center of your throat across the tops of your shoulders. And it's simply an invitation. There's no more work.
Feel how the chest has been changed. There's a lift in the sternum. The arms are long and clear. The legs are long and clear. The toes are long and clear. So widen your heels and turn your toes in and wrap your inner thighs down as much as you can. Press your big toes together. And you're turning your inner thighs down and down and down. And you're lifting your heart. That can be a great place to work. So that's option one, and it's always available. Inner thigh. There we go. Tension in your hip. Is that what you're doing? Relax that. And go more into the feet. All right, hands back. If you choose, that's option one, legs straight. Option two, turn your toes in, knees in, heart up. Awesome. Or walk your heels out. Toes are going to point up. As you lift your hips, flatten your feet to the floor, roll your inner thighs together, track your eyes to that space above you, beyond you, behind you, and beneath you. Go 3. See if you can flatten the tops of the soles of your feet to the floor. 2, arms are straight, chest is broad. Follow the gaze back up, forward, down, and return. Dandasana, toes come up, legs relax. Good. We'll come off the blanket. Put it lengthwise behind you. Good. Lie back. Arms wide. And pausing, open. Let the feet shake side to side. Let the knees shake up and down. Let the hips wag. Feel this space of the throat. A little glow in your face. Softening of your shoulders. In the upper triangle, we are met and held far more fully. And so the option here is to really soften your plans and open to the possibility that there are plans that are for you, a guidance that you could begin to hear. Vishuddha is a purification. That what we have to say begins to clarify who we are, and what we hear is clarified. What comes in and what goes out. Notice that from the diaphragm to the navel can soften. All the inner organs dropping slightly. And breathe there. And let the hips be heavy and the legs are heavy and the head is heavy, and breathe down into the belly. Soften your face and your hands. And breathe in, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. In, pause, just the belly, out. One more, in, pause, out. Adding on. In, pause, into the chest now. Pause, 2, 3, all out, 2, 3, 4. In the belly, pause. In the chest, pause. All out, emptying,
clarifying. In the belly, pause. In the chest, like a yawn or a sigh, pause. Widen. Let it all go. Descend. Adding on. In the belly, pause. In the chest, a yawn or a sigh, pause. In the throat, a sip like you're smelling a flower, pause. All of it full, all of it full, all of it full, and all of it out. In the belly, pause. In the chest, pause. In the throat, pause. All the way out. One more. In the belly, pause. Chest, pause. Collarbones, pause. Soften around it. Let it go. Normal breathing, just notice. Have you ever felt caught in a mood or a state of mind that you just couldn't shake? That mood has a pattern of breathing, whether or not we know it. Viloma means to comb backwards, to interrupt. And so when we breathe in that way and we interrupt the pattern of the breath, we interrupt the mood, we scrub ourselves clean from our breath patterns and start new. This is the place where we reset. If this is where you stop, then this is a fantastic conclusion. I would take the blanket from beneath me, lay it over the belly, and rest here. Or going on with me, I will turn it into a shoulder stand, an inversion. We'll let the inner organs drop into the top half of themselves. We'll turn ourselves upside down, this whole sequence. So going on with me, you would bend your knees, rolling to the right side. Take your time. And keep this supple, clean pattern. And just roll up for a beat. We'll turn the blanket once. And unfold it once. So you have a larger, flat surface. And put the fold away from you. So the tassels, the open ends, are towards me, and the fold of the blanket is away. As you come to lie down, feel with your fingers that the tops of your shoulders and the blanket's fold are in a line, and even the shoulders can be back an inch or two. Elbows down, fingers point up, feet flat. This posture right here could be perfect. Or draw your knees to your chest and roll your hips up into your hands for a modified shoulder stand. So lift your heels, press your elbows down to lift your hips, and put your hips in your hands. Now when you do this, the shoulders are on the top, on the blanket. So if you've fallen off your blanket, you need to come down and scoot forward a little bit. Because now we can tuck a shoulder, tuck another, and lift the hips a little more. Let your knees bend and be soft. So this is another modification. Work here, or drop the fingers, the feet overhead, softly floating. You don't need to reach for the floor. Listen to any strain in your back. Perhaps the toe tips find the floor. If the feet are supported, you can interlace your fingers. If they're not supported, keep your hands on your back. Knees are bent and soft. Knees are bent and soft. Breathing into the back of your body. Feeling length through the back of your neck. Feeling support. Let your right foot rise. It will lift the left foot off the floor. Reach your right foot toward the ceiling and extend, opening the back of the knee and extend into the left heel. The legs are strong, the hips up high. And both knees bend and soften, bringing them towards your shoulders. Drop your toes. Return. Left leg extends. Back of the left knee opens. Right heel extends. Right knee opens as you can. And find your breath. And then both knees bend one last time. The hands hold the outer hips or the outer thighs, rolling back. Hips to the floor. Back on the blanket. Feet flat. Hands down. Hands on thighs. Press away. Noticing the sensation around the neck, the base of the skull, the surface of your face. And gently roll to the right side to remove the blanket. Just set it to one side. Good. Knees bend, feet flat, spine to the floor. Palms down beside you. Take your right hand overhead. Reach your right hand away from your left. Just give it a moment. Let the right shoulder open. We're finding a neutral. And then right hand down. Left hand overhead. A little further. Right hand to press down. Left hand to reach open. Good. Left hand down. Right hand overhead. Turn and look to the left shoulder. And then right hand down. Left hand overhead. Look to the right shoulder. And then down. Right hand overhead. Lift your hips. Look left. And then roll back down. Look center. Left hand up. Hips up. Look right. And that's our pattern. Hand down, hips down. Right hand, hips up, look left. There's inhale, hands apart. And down. Hips up, left hand up, look right. Exhale down, one more each side. Reach the right hand, lift your hips. Left hand down, reach the hands apart. And then center. Stand in your heels, left hand up, hips up. Press your right hand down, reach your left hand away, turn your chin right, and then rolling down. Pause. Noticing the throat, the neck, the face, the head. Hands to shins. This will be breath out. Heels high, hands overhead. This will be breath in. So hands to shins, breathing out. Keep your head on the floor. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Heels up, hands up. Good. If you choose, hands to the floor, knees bend. So it's a little more work. Can you lift your tail and your hips simply using your lower abdominal muscles? Coming back into the belly stabilizes us. After we've been up in the head, clearing the breath, clearing the mind, we come back into the belly where we can digest our experience. Good. Heels up, take your hands wide, widen your heels and then cross, and then widen and cross, and open and close, inhale and exhale, flex your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, good. Hands behind your head, feet together, right hand to your outer left heel, rise up to tap. Centering, put your head down. Left hand to tap your right outer heel and back down. Right to tap and down and left and down and tap and down. 3, 2, 1. Hands stay behind your head, open, close. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, a little quicker. Feet flex. Low back into the floor. Feel your spine integrating. That you are reassembling yourself, prepared for the day. 5, 4, a little quicker. 3, 2, feet together. Right hand, left foot tap. And elbows wide. Left hand, right heel tap. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees bend, arms wide, feet flat. The body. Heels wide, toes in, inner thighs falling towards each other. The hint of a smile. Good. Walk your feet out, interlace your fingers overhead. Shake out your feet side to side, your knees up and down. Adjust your upper back, adjust your hips, whatever needs to change. Press into your heels, draw your toes back, press into your hands, draw your ribs back, shimmy it out. So that when you relax, the pinky edge of your feet fall open, the hands come down, the shoulder blades stay toward the spine, the palms are open, the body long, bright, and able. Aware of the micro adjustments that your body makes when you are still. Drop the back of your head, the right shoulder, left shoulder. The breath finds its perfect pace in your chest. The hands are at ease. And as the hands soften, the space around the heart softens. And the breath becomes even more perfect. Breath into the belly is smooth and soft and small.
The right hip releases, and then the left. The low abdomen is effortless, melting, liquid. The heels are heavy, the feet are relaxed. And there will be small bubbles of discontent. One joint or a knot in the body slowly rising into the surface of your attention. Feel it, notice it, and let it pass. The body will slowly untangle itself from last week, from last year. Keep allowing those changes in your body. The releases are a form of truth. Let this neutrality surface and take over. Just aware of how sensation rolls through the body. Keep accepting and welcoming and releasing. That we're given this constant permission to arrive as we are, to rest as we are, and as we rest to arrive more fully. Sensations arising that have been held and then passing. All of it welcome, all of it safe. And just going a little further in your acceptance. A little further in the willingness to come undone, to come more fully into exactly where we are right now. The belly opening. The breath may suddenly leave in little puffs. old losses or concerns may surface and then pass. Keep softening the body around the experience. And begin to deepen your breathing so slightly. The lips part. The water breath is in the nose and the mouth. Out the nose and out the mouth. A complete sensation of freedom. And out on the breath, again, any tension. Letting the inhalation grow so slightly. Feel where you're hungry for it. Feel into your body. Where is the breath necessary to physically stretch you? To lift and spread the ribs. To physically rest you, dropping further into the back of your head and hands. The breath getting a little bigger. And like a great sigh, the breath comes out. In the nose and the mouth. Out like a sigh. One more. Hands overhead. Walk your feet in. Turn to your right side, rest your head on your right arm. Reinflate the back body. And as you come up, fold your blanket so that you can have a little lift. Get your hips. And so we'll finish with 3 simple actions of the breath. And the mouth opens, you know them all. Whisper of ha. Feeling it all the way through your body and beyond your body. And when you're ready and you have a pace and a rhythm, close the mouth and go out the nose. We'll go for 30 seconds. All the inner space, all the outer space, clearing the space around you, the space within you, brightening. Keep that rhythm. Lift your hands up high. Keep that rhythm of the breath. Turn your hands into little cups and then widen your hands towards 60 degrees, dropping your shoulder blades down your back, heart up, chin in. 30 seconds right here, little cups. Five, 4, 3, 2. Breathe in, lift your chin. 3 more sips. And then tuck your chin, give it a little wriggle, give it a little lift. Chin up, breath out, hands to the shoulders. A little left, a little right. Small, 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 small. So with your eyes closed, just feel into how far your spine is willing. In left, out right, in left, out right. Loosening the chin and the jaw. Turn your palms to face forward, thumb first, fingertips touch, turning here, keeping your fingers up over your elbows. So sometimes we drop a hand across the chest. This time we're keeping the hands up. So it limits your turn. Make it a little smaller, kind, turn from the navel. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. No hurry. For 3, for 2, for 1. Arms wide, inhale, chin up. Heart up, chin in, keep it all, reach your hands up high, keep it all, attention right up to your fingertips, and then widen down, sitting tall, notice. Outside and inside, bright and clear. Last place. And we did it standing. Arms wide, turn your thumbs back, palms open. Palms to touch or reach overhead. Arms wide and palms to the chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. In, out, in, out. Remember that sensation when you were crossing your legs on your back. Keep that sensation so the navel is very strong and the arms and the shoulders are relaxed. And we'll just do 10 more. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Hands up high. Inhale, chin up, go. Heart up, chin in, reach tall, stay 3. Little movements, shimmy it up 2. And the elbows bend, the chin comes up, the hands to thighs, sit, notice, just be still. Effortless, clear. Let your body be permeable to the light of this day. Let your mouth corners rise. The wonder of each breath. That we are here, that we are tall, that we are sound, that we are strong. Stay as long as you like. And at your conclusion, the hands sweep wide. Palms together. And bring your thumbs down to the center of the forehead. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. So that will be the bones of our passageway for the next 40 days. We will turn upside down every time. We'll make our way through the body and up out the throat every time. And it will always be so slightly different, exploring, building. Shuddha is purification, and V is you consider like very, very purifying, vishuddha. I want my mind to be clear before I use my words. Because when I use my words and I tell you something, I'm conveying either a belief or a request. And in the belief, I'm telling you how things are. And in telling you, in taking how things are and forming words and telling you how things are, I am defining how they are. So if I'm not clear, I'm defining whatever sludge I've carried in and through from a past conversation, from a past experience. Clarify yourself and state, how are you? I'm grand. I'm here, I'm present, I'm grateful. These are the words I place into the world. Or I am grieving, and I am heavy-hearted, and this is not easy. And if you made me a tea, it would matter. If you emptied the groceries from my car, it would be helpful. We can clear ourselves to say what we require. It all takes courage, but use your words well. Tomorrow morning we have the full Kriya. Load your playlist if you like. You can find it on the Instagram link tree now. You can find it on the YouTube link. You can find it on my website. You can find it on Spotify. If you can't find it, you can text me and I will text it back to you. It's inescapable. It's very, very chill. It's very chill. Here we go.